Oh yeah, I'm not in a sauna, by the way. Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. In this video, I'll tell you about a 2,000 peso fine and license suspension for the SUV driver that caused that NAIA crash, taking the lives of 2 people. 5 Japanese arrested in the Philippines. Find out why. The Philippines tourism sector posts mixed performances. Why you shouldn't make bomb jokes at the airport. And they were just play fighting. Let's start off with the main story, but first, yesterday, I asked you guys to hit that like button to see if it resulted for the performances of the video that did really well. It looked like it did. I wonder if it's because you guys hit the like button or because the topics were just hot and interesting. So do me one last favor for the 3rd video in a row. I want to see if my theory is accurate. Hit that like button. Let's see if the video does well tomorrow. Here's our main story. The LTO revokes a license of SUV driver in fatal NAIA Terminal 1 accident with 2,000 peso fine imposed. The Land Transportation Office has revoked the driver's license of the SUV driver involved in the deadly crash at NAIA Terminal 1, which claimed the lives of 2 individuals. The license will be suspended for 4 years, and the driver has been fined 2,000 pesos in accordance with the law, the maximum amount allowed. At first, I was a little bit shocked to see the leniency, but somebody else made a good comment, and this is what they said. Because he is focused on the double homicide filed against that, once proven, will have a sentencing of 12 to 20 years imprisonment. That makes sense because initially I thought that was kind of light, even though an accident. Let me know if you guys know anything about the Philippines legal system when it comes to driving and different types of laws and cases can be filed against individuals. Next up, a 48-year-old man bound for Cebu was arrested at NAIA Terminal 3 for making bomb jokes, claiming he had a grenade in his bag. Airline staff immediately alerted authorities, prompting bomb detection protocols. No explosions were found, but the man was taken into custody. Bomb jokes remain a criminal offense in the Philippines under presidential decree. Now, instead of making fun of this guy like we have in the past couple times this stuff like this happened, let me take a second to educate those people that don't know. You cannot be making bomb jokes at the airport or on an airplane, and it's against the law in the majority of countries you travel to. You shouldn't make bomb jokes at the airport because they're taken seriously by authorities and can lead to arrest, legal charges, and major travel disruptions. Even if said as a joke, such comments can cause panic, delays, and long-term consequences for you and others. Plus, once again, they're not funny. Stop doing it. Philippines National Police maintained on Monday that the world-famous Boracay Island remains safe amid the attack on the son of the nephew of Senator Jinggoy Estrada by 3 young men over the weekend. Initially, there were rumors that this was a bar fight, but the son of that guy came out saying, no, he got jumped by some people. Now, here is the pickle, right? So if it was a bar fight, somebody might be like, oh, why was this guy involved in a bar fight? So maybe, just assuming he said, yeah, I got jumped, but now they have to basically say, wait, you didn't get jumped. It's safe still. Whatever happened, officials are saying that Boracay is safe for travelers, that this, despite what had happened, I don't want to spread rumors or whatever speculation, but initially they said it was like a bar fight, an altercation, people got drunk, you know, the young man, right? Then they're like, wait, we can't have the son of whoever do whatever, get to bar fights, he got jumped, but like, oh, hold up, this is a bigger problem now. You can't say that either because now it might paint the whole island as a dangerous place. So now they're saying it's still safe for people. I wonder if anybody was actually at the scene. I really doubt it, but if you guys know more about this story, I'd love to hear the inside scoop from you guys. And which was it, a bar fight or simply this young man being jumped by 3 individuals? On the topic of tourism, the Philippine tourism sector presented a mixed performance in the first quarter of 2025 with a slight decline in overall visitors, arrivals, but robust outbound travel by Filipino residents. According to data from the Department of Tourism, they're saying basically, although not many people came in, a lot of Filipinos went out for travel. I do see some Filipino whenever I travel to different countries, not as much as other nationalities like Chinese or whatever, but I do see them quite often and they're always as happy as they can be. While some countries are struggling with tourism, our next island is not. It's actually facing the opposite issue. Koh Samui's Thailand over tourism crisis threatens paradise. Koh Samui is facing a serious over-tourism crisis. Once a peaceful island community, it is now overwhelmed by visitors, some drawn by the show White Lotus, which reportedly spiked resort traffic by 600%. Locals face water shortages, crumbling infrastructure, and mountains of waste. 150,000 tons still remain on the island. Experts warn that it's nearing an ecological breaking point, similar to Phi Phi Island before Maya Bay closure. Wealthy resorts consume resources while residents must buy drinking water. Community voices say foreign investment has displaced local culture and families, yet there's hope. Younger locals are returning to push for sustainable tourism with conscious planning and respect for carrying capacity. Koh Samui could balance preservation and tourism, but without action, paradise could collapse under the pressure. Now, Koh Samui has been one of those popular destinations for as long as people can remember. I think at some point it may have been like a hidden gem, but with the rises of channels like Retired and Working for You, my man Chris over there from Canada, a Torontonian, really promoting Koh Samui, showing beautiful places. The show White Lotus, if you've seen it, whoa, what a great show. All the seasons that I watched, 1, 2, and 3, in Italy, in Hawaii, and the last one being in Koh Samui, starring Lisa, who's very popular from Blackpink. So it's obviously on the rise, 600% rentals. People said that guests are renting these rooms that was on the show and even trying to basically replicate what they saw in that specific show. People are crazy. If you've been to Koh Samui, let me know what differences have you seen from maybe 10, 20 years ago compared to today. I always love hearing you guys' comments, and actually the past couple videos, especially the last one, had a whole bunch of comments, over 250 comments last time I looked. So everybody chiming in, sharing their own thoughts, experiences about all the topics I talked to. It's really nice to see the different variety of people's opinions. You know, sometimes things seem like black or white, but then somebody says something that's like, oh wait, I never thought of that, right? A whole different perspective. So get in there, take a look at the comments. You guys might be entertained or surprised by some of the people's thoughts. And then let's go back to the Philippines. Members of the Highway Patrol Group in Visayas conducted a checkpoint on Tuesday along Osmeña Boulevard to check whether drivers, especially those of public utility vehicles, were complying with traffic laws such as wearing seatbelts, adhering to the prescribed dress code, include uniform and proper footwear, avoiding overloading, and most importantly, refraining from smoking. Great to see people trying to take, driving, especially in public areas, buses and jeepneys, seriously. A good start to hopefully changing some of the driving culture in the Philippines. Glad to see this. Also, they had this facial recognition, AI CCTV somewhere in Manila, I believe, that caught over 1,000 people breaking the law. I didn't want to read that one either. So it looks like the Philippines, the LTO, and whoever's involved, these agencies, are trying to take the next necessary steps to improve some of the driving conditions around the Philippines. They were just play fighting. Now watch this. That was French President Emmanuel Macron's explanation Monday for video images that showed his wife, Brigitte, pushing her husband away with both hands on his face before they disembarked from their plane to start a tour of Southeast Asia this weekend. The moment quickly made headlines in France, with media trying to decipher the intentions and interactions that cameras spotted through the just opened door of the plane. Slap or squabble? Buddy, this dude got slap push. Have you ever been hit so hard that you got thrown? This is one of those stuff where your dad hits you while you're walking down the stairs one day because you did some shit. Anyways, nothing to do with personal experience. My point is, sometimes you just gotta smack a person in the mouth, right? I'm just joking. All jokes aside, if you guys don't know, this Bridget character is very fascinating. And by fascinating, I mean a man. Reportedly, supposedly, allegedly, whichever is the right term. If you haven't seen Candace Owens' 5-part series on this woman, incredible to know that this lady met Macron when he was 15 years old while he was in high school. Now, if this was reversed and it was the man doing this to a 15-year-old girl, what do you think would have happened? So it's crazy how first of all, there's a lot of evidence, or at least a lot of points made by a lot of people that Bridget is a man. So go ahead and check out Candace Owens' series on Bridget Macron. It's just a wild, wild situation. I want to know if you guys know about that whole, series that she did on that, because, yeah, it does not look good based on her evidence that she has basically compiled together. I want to know. I don't want to start this channel to be some kind of gossip channel, but I mean, a world leader lying like that and grooming a 15-year-old doesn't sit well with me. I mean, how could you take someone like that seriously, I guess? Of course, we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, but this is a whole nother level, if it's true that she's a man. Now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. Beginning with a big thank you to Johnny B, who bought me 10 comfies and says, hello from Cebu and keep up the good work. Well, thank you, Johnny B. I actually met with Johnny. He's a great guy, a very intellectual man, very smart, and he's living his life in Cebu right now. Got his life in order, almost. He's getting there right now, trying to find a place and everything else. Sorry to dish out your business, but I don't think anybody recognizes you based off your name. Anyways, thank you for dinner, and thank you for those comfies. Here are some of our top comments. Oh, by the way, a quick glance at the USD to peso exchange rate. I completely forgot. $1 equal to 55.4. Looks like we're going, oh no, 55.27. Looks like we're going even lower and lower. Okay, now here are the comments. Das says, instead of the Philippines addressing the uptick in crime, they would rather get offended, defensive about the advisory issue. Yeah, sometimes it gets like that. You know, people, of course, they're proud of the nation, and the first thing they want to do is defend it. And without thinking or logic, and just they stand up for the country. Albathos official said there's no doubt that the recent multiple violent robberies against foreigners in both BGC and Makati are a huge red flag. Rananan says, 20 plus years ago, the Philippines, it was very rare to see an overweight young Filipino. Today, obesity is a real issue among young Filipinos, especially the poor. This obviously has to do with the rise of probably some people's income, fast food being much more available, and those are two things that I can just think of off the top of my head. Why not? Says, if your ass takes up 2 seats, you pay for 2 seats. And Valerian Root says, if I have to pay extra for being 2 kilos overweight on baggage, I think it's totally fair to get those people to pay more. One thing that really gets to me though is when you're seated next to a person of size, so uncomfortable for both people. A couple of very good points made. Somebody else made a great comment that they said they feel obligated to pay for 2 seats because they don't want the other person feeling uncomfortable if that happens. And one more thing I want to mention, it's not really the weight of the person. The baggage stuff somebody said that I really stuck in my mind was like, it's for the people handling the baggage. And, 20 kilos is enough for one person. Anything over that may be against their like job description or physical, obviously damage your body. But now they have machines and all that. And those were some of the top comments from our previous video. Thank you for watching. Hit that like button again. Let's see if it makes a difference. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'm not in a sauna, by the way. Bye.